Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to another video. In this video, on this glorious day, we've had quite a few things to look at and open, which is very good. If you follow the Facebook page, you would have seen that we did a live unboxing of the sniper rifle, so if you want, you can check that out. Project Airsoft. It's wonderful. Generally speaking, it feels pretty comfortable at the minute, although there is one thing that's missing from it. Considering it's a sniper rifle, there's one thing that's missing, and it's got the Picatinny on here, as you can see, but what's supposed to be going on there? Aha, I bet you've sussed out now what this video is supposed to be. Yes, we have got the Novritsch rifle scope, 3 to 9 times 50mm illuminated mil-dot scopy scope, which we're going to be putting onto the rifle today and just kind of looking at, because this is the first batch of like Novritsch items that I've ever had. I have had a delivery from them before in the past. What did that consist of? And that was the scope cam. I got my first scope cam from them, and it was alright. It did okay. The clampy bit broke. This is the first kind of like set of, as I'll say, proper airsoft rifty type stuff, because this is the things that are actually going to be shooting and need to have decent performance. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, we're going to take a look at it, we're going to pop it onto the sniper rifle as well, and yeah, just kind of see what it looks like, what weight it kind of is, does it sit on the scope on the rifle nicely, that kind of thing. We will be doing a full review of the SSG 926, which I'm sure that's what you were all waiting for, but for now anyway, we're just going to be looking at the scope itself, because if you're in the market for a brand new scope, this could be the one you want. So we'll have to see. It's you know, it's quite fairly priced, it's quite reasonable, so that's quite exciting. Enough faff. I've faffed now for 3 minutes, potentially less after editing. So let's just have a little look on here. It's got a load of accessories that you can get for there as well. Look at that. You can get an extender, a kill flash, a zoom cam attachment, and a rail mount as well. Oh no, just a zoom cam. But R1 only includes the rifle scope, scope rings, a cleaning cloth, button cell, so battery, and the flip up covers, which we will promptly be removing. Now, if you did see the unboxing, I did very quickly open this up, but I only briefly looked at it. You know, I didn't do doing anything else with it. So I have repackaged it, although I think I've probably repackaged it poorly because this end is bulging out. So let's open it from the bulgy end. I don't think we're going to need this box anymore, because I do intend to fully use this scope. So that can go in the bin. So what's included? We get a little book here telling us instructions on how to use it. It's like there's distancing rings, there's covers, there's magnification rings. It's got a performance parameter table, which we'll probably learn something about. It tells you how to mount it, it tells you about bore sighting, and it tells you how to adjust distance and magnification. So that should be cool. We'll keep that. I'm not going to throw that away. We'll use that probably in future when I come to actually shooting the rifle. We've got a little white box here. Inside the little white box, we have got the scope rings. There you go. So you can use these, or you would use these to mount your scope to your sniper rifle. We'll crack those out now. Those can go on the table. Those are ready to go. And finally, in the big bag here, which has got, you know, adequate protection, I would say, and another plastic bag, we have got the scope itself. One of the cap things fell off. There we go. So on initial impression, I'm just going to take these off because I don't need these. I don't use these out in the field. They just get in the way and they make your scope a lot bigger than it needs to be. So we're just going to keep those permanently off of this scope. You've got your battery compartment here and your illumination selector. I don't think there's a battery in there at the moment. No, there is not. But we do get a battery included in there, which is somewhere on my desk now. So we will put that in, even though I never use the illumination on scopes, just because I feel like they're more likely going to give my position away. Then we've got our like vertical, our distance, and then we've got our windage on there. And the really cool thing that I actually like about this scope, which so far I've seen is unique, is the way in which you can adjust this stuff. So usually these things here won't move, and you'll either have to take a cap off, and then there's a flat-headed screwdriver bit which you have to twist, or on a scope that I've got there, you can pull this out, twist it, and then push it back in. This scope, however, is different because we've got turny things here and here. So if you want to change your elevation and windage, you have to unscrew here, then you can twist, and then when you're done, you tighten that back up, and now you can't twist it anymore. It locks it in place. How clever is that? And it's the same for the top. Unscrew, adjust, screw it back in, and you can't change it again. Look at that. That's really cool. And I like that because you should spend a decent amount of time zeroing your scope for your rifle. And if this gets knocked or changed by accident, it's a pain in the butt. Because it's just a pain in the butt. And if you're a sniper and it happens to you, you'll understand how much of a pain in the butt it is. Oh, it's just something I don't need in my life. So we have that. And you know what? that looks pretty darn nice. Now, these are the scope rings that came with it. It looks like, you know, there's a little bit of tape in there to hold them in place, and that's going to gently hold the scope and make sure it doesn't move about. However, you may remember from a previous video, when I made my order from Taiwan Gun for some fun stuff, I accidentally ordered 2 scope mounts. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to mount this scope using this spare one that I have, because there's a spirit bubble in the back. And that will help me to make sure that everything stays vertical when I'm shooting. Will it fit? It will fit. So I'm just going to quickly put this on the scope. Hopefully it will still look cool, and check out the results. And you'll be able to check out the results like now. Success! After screwing many things many times, we finally got it on there. And as you can see, there is Picatinny on the top too. So if I did want to mount any accessories like a camera or something like that, then I 100% would be able to. I'm fairly certain that's pretty vertical. I may need to tweak. Oh no, I think I do need to tweak it a little bit. It's off. I need to loosen everything. I'm going to do that later though. I'm not going to worry about that now. For now, let's just put it onto the SSG96 and see what that looks like all together. So we put it in the middle first of all, just to see what that looks like. And to be fair, that is not too bad. I probably want to move it a little bit more closer to me though, because I like to sit about here. So let's move it back. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, that works quite nicely. I like that. Boom. So we're going to have to wait until we can get in the field to test this scope out properly, but all in all at the minute it looks pretty good. If you want to adjust your magnification level, you've got this little ring here, so you spin that around. It goes from 3 all the way up to 9. Generally I don't really touch this though. I kind of leave it on about 4 or 5, and then it just sits there because nobody's ever so far away that you need to go really more than that, apart from just hit checking. And on the top end here you've got your distance selector. So at the minute it's on 75 yards, and again that's kind of the way furthest that you actually want when you're going to be like engaging with people, but you can take this all the way down to 15 yards or even 10 yards if you want to. Even 10 yards if you want to, which I find is absolutely madness. But generally speaking, we're going to leave this on about 75, maybe 50. 50 will be fine as well. 75, 50, we'll leave on 75, because that's going to be equivalent to what, like about 50 meters-ish, something like that. And that's what we're going to be zeroing this to roughly, just because generally when you're engaging with people, that's kind of a very common, you know, distance. So less faffing about with guessing how much extra above them or below them to shoot. So there we have it. We are unboxed and we are on the rifle. Granted, we didn't use the included like rings, the rifle rings, scope mounting rings, but like they look all right. They don't look anything wrong with them at all. I just wanted to use this one because first of all, I had it, and I may as well have used it just because I had one as a spare anyway. And second of all, it's got Picatinny on the top. So if I did want to attach any accessories or anything like that, maybe like an external battery holder to power my cameras, then I am able to do so. So yeah, I'm happy with this scope mount. It looks good. And also it's got the spirit level. So I can practice drawing, holding it in place, and then see where the bubble is. Like at the minute, I'm almost perfectly level. So that's going to be good practice for me to make sure when I am drawing and sighting at people, I am exactly level. When you're playing with M4s and stuff, it's not really too much of an issue, but with a sniper rifle, that is a very big deal. And, you know, the more level you can be, the better your shots are going to be, the more hits you're going to land, and the scarier you're going to be overall. Speaking of overall, that is this video over. So thank you very much for watching. As always, it was sponsored by Project Airsoft, so check out the website, projectairsoft.co.uk. Tons of cool airsoft accessories and upgrades. And now we've got our hands on an SSG96, we're going to be creating some accessories and upgrades for this little bad boy too. So keep your eyes peeled. Also in the description, you'll find links to our Amazon affiliate stuff. So anything you click those links and buy, or if you click them and buy something else, you're helping supporting the channel. So thank you very much for that. As always, remember to call your hits, and I'll see you in the next one.